The business of American football and why it rules. It's that time of year again. The air is becoming crisp, the days are getting shorter and shorter, and kids and adults alike are headed back to school. Yes, it's late summer and early fall. If you live in North America, there's a particular pastime that you've been waiting for. Craving would probably be a better term for it. Yes, you've been craving it all summer long, maybe even since the end of February. I'm talking about football, NFL, college, high school, it's back. And in this video, we're going to explore the business of American football and why it rules. What's up, you guys? This is Derek West from BTP Fusion. On BTP Fusion, we love to talk about the synergies between business, technology, and personal finance. If you want to learn more about how tech can enable business and personal financial growth, I'm going to need you to nuke that like button and engage in spiritual warfare against the subscribe button. Also, gently tickle the notification bell so that YouTube lets you know when I upload more great content. American football, hereafter known as just football, is a cultural phenomenon that includes all levels, from Pee Wee League to high school, college, pro, semi-pro, arena, flag football. It's the most popular sport in America and the 9th most popular sport in the entire world. And the business of football is even more explosive. If we limit ourselves to just the NFL, we can begin to see the depth of the obsession. In terms of pro sports in America, there's really only the NFL, and everyone else is fighting for the remainder of the public's attention. Fun fact, due to criticism of its growing revenue, the NFL gave up the tax-exempt status that it held since 1947. It is now organized as a trade association, made up of and financed by its 32 member teams. Because of the nature of the business, it is a private business and it's not publicly traded. It is impossible to know the true financial statistics of the NFL and its member teams. But we can infer based on interactions that occur with other entities. As an example, Commissioner Roger Goodell targeted $25 billion in revenue by 2027, or 6% annual growth. Working backwards, you can then estimate that the league earned about $15 billion in 2018, $14.2 billion in 2017, $13.3 billion in 2016, which Bloomberg, a periodical of note, has indeed done. Let's dive into the business model, shall we? The NFL divides its revenue streams into two categories, national revenue and local revenue. National revenue consists of TV deals along with merchandising and licensing deals, which are negotiated at the national level by the NFL itself. This revenue is then split evenly between the 32 teams, regardless of individual performance. If we dissect the Green Bay Packers 2018 annual report, the NFL earned over $8.1 billion in national revenue last year, meaning each team received about $255 million in national revenue from the league. Local revenue, which consists of ticket sales, concessions, and corporate sponsors, is earned by the teams themselves. In 2018, the Packers earned $196 million in local revenue, 43% of their total revenue that year, which was $455 million. That, my friends, is a ton of tickets sold. Football is not a low-cost business as you might imagine. If we take a look at the Green Bay Packers, again, the only team that publicly announced its numbers, we can see that they spent $420 million in 2018. $213 million went to players, while $208 million went to stadium upkeep, marketing, and team administrative costs. Things like front office salaries, stationery, you name it. This leaves the Green Bay Packers with just $38.5 million in operating income. They are just one of a number of small market teams, however. Teams such as the Dallas Cowboys, who are considered the richest team in the NFL, are thought to have much more breathing room, with $864 million in revenue and operating income of $365 million as estimated by Forbes. The reason that the TV deals are so lucrative is that the NFL is the most watched sport in the nation, followed closely by baseball. You've probably heard the statistic that 19 of the 20 most viewed TV broadcasts in US history are Super Bowls of certain years. During football season, NFL games are broadcast live on Mondays, Thursdays, and Sundays. These broadcasts are time and again the highest rated shows on all of TV. This track record of success has media companies shelling out oodles of cash to get that programming on their stations. The NFL currently has TV deals in place with CBS, NBC, Fox, and ESPN. Of these contracts that were finalized in 2011, CBS, NBC, and Fox committed to pay the NFL a total of $39.6 billion between the 2014 and 2022 seasons. Each of the three broadcasters, CBS, NBC, and Fox, share the rights to Sunday Night Football and rotate who broadcasts the Super Bowl. When all is said and done, the three broadcasters will be paying the league about $3.1 billion per year by 2022. ESPN, owned by Disney, agreed to pay the NFL $15.2 billion through 2021 for the rights to Monday Night Football. And Fox signed a deal for $3.3 billion for broadcasting rights to Thursday Night Football. Those massive TV deals represent the lion's share of the NFL's revenue, with other sources filling in the gaps. As an example, for its merchandising and licensing deals, the NFL has partnered with Nike on a 10-year deal with online sports retailer Fanatics in 2018. This deal made Fanatics the exclusive manufacturer of all adult-sized, Nike-branded merchandise sold through the NFL's online store. The value of the deal is unknown, but it's probably only a fraction of the value of even the smallest NFL TV deal. And while revenue from tickets and concessions is important to individual teams, it only represents a fraction of the money that the NFL generates. Ticket prices have gone up about 7% annually since the turn of the century, from about $30 in 2000 to close to $102 in 2017. But revenue from those TV deals went up much faster. With all these stats and numbers in mind, how can you turn the NFL success into your success? There's a couple of key things you want to think about. Watch for companies that do business with the NFL and look to see how they position themselves. You'll then look to see if it's the right opportunity for you to invest. We discussed the NFL's TV deals a little bit earlier. Both Amazon and Verizon are publicly traded companies that have the rights to stream NFL games. One could argue that as more and more eyeballs move away from broadcast and cable TV and out to streaming sources, that could represent a large opportunity for growth in the values of the individual shares of each of those companies. Consider also the popularity of fantasy sports. One could also find investment opportunities with companies like FanDuel. Consider this, a special purpose acquisition company was set up in January called Platinum Eagle and has raised over $300 million. Many believe it was created strictly to purchase FanDuel. Also, you could simply have a good time playing fantasy sports with your buddies. There's a subculture of fantasy sports where people make small fortunes off fantasy leagues and take it quite seriously, with sites like FanDuel and DraftKings contributing to the hysteria. As always, please consult your licensed financial advisor. The information you've just seen in this video in no way constitutes financial advice and is for entertainment purposes only. Never take investment advice from anyone on YouTube, TV, or anywhere, really. Just a small disclaimer. That being said, who is the most overpaid player on your favorite NFL team? Join the conversation by leaving a comment down below. If you're interested in more business commentary on sports, take a look at this video here. And don't forget to like and subscribe and click the notification bell for more great content from BTP Fusion.